Welcome back to the garage. Hey, RV project. Well, sort of RV, little woodworking, little RV project. So what are we doing? Hey, what's the problem? Hey, you get to a campsite and we use these great boards we've got that are stacked to level the RV out so that the water drains and that kind of thing. Well, this RV doesn't have a retractable step. It's got a step that's about 10 inches off the ground. That's pretty good. That's not a bad step. What happens when you tip the RV? All of a sudden now you got 18 inches to the ground. So maybe you need a portable, collapsible, foldable step. You can buy them or you can make them. It's up to you. I like woodworking. I've got wood laying around. So let me show you the wood I've got, the tools I've got, and let's get started. There you are. Step for the RV is done. Don't forget to like and subscribe to My Two Good Hands. There you go. Very nice. Wife painted it, dressed it up with some little paw prints. So enjoy. I have two pieces of plywood. One's really thin here, 1/2 inch. The other one's 3/4. Neither one of these is really thick enough to make the step, but together they're pretty good. They're about 1.25 inches. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to bond these two surfaces together. We're going to use liquid nails, adhesive that we've got here. We've got our trusty Ryobi drill. We have a whole bunch of Torx drive screws to use here. And we got a tape measure. We're going to lay some stuff out first. So first thing we're going to do is lay out the smaller sheet so that we don't have any screws where we're going to do the cutting. So let's get that laid out. So one of the first things is we don't want it this wide, all right? When we finish, we're going to be about 10 wide. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in 1 inch from this side, and then we're going to go to the 10-inch mark on this side. So that's where we keep the screws. Now, we're going to make the piece 20 inches, all right? You're going to lose 4 here and 4 here because of these holes, but we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to measure up and we're going to mark at 2 inches. Then we're going to come to 20 inches, which is 22 inches because we lost the 2. Then we're going to come again to, we go another 20, that's 44 inches. So you can see we can keep one of the holes out if you look all the way down here. This one keeps one of the holes out. So now we got to draw some lines across there. Now the other thing we got to remember is the base is going to be 2 pieces cut in half. So that's this 20 inches, and half of 20 inches is 10. So we don't want any screws near that zone where we're going to cut out. And we're also going to drill some holes here, so with a hole saw eventually. So what we're going to do is we're going to take something like this, and we're going to say right here, and right here. We don't want any screws in that zone, all right? The other thing we don't want is screws in those other zones. So what do we got for a straight edge here? A piece of rod stock I can use. Again, we did 1 and 10. So if we come down here and we do 1, 1, and 10, all right? That means we don't want any, we want the screws between there. And we come down here, we'll do it again. 1 and 10. So we come over here. We don't want any screws. What we're doing is we'll make these lines. And all the screws have to be again, right here, we want to come over some. This is where we're going to cut it in half. Here. All right, so screws only go here, here, and here. That's it. We don't want any screws in here. We don't want any screws around the outside. That's our key. We're going to make some marks on the side we're going to glue, just by eye here. So we want to be glue here, glue here, so that's where we want to glue. So we want glue here. And we're going to get our glue cut open. When you open a glue tube, it's nice, you can cut this off. Boom, there we go, throw it in the can. Now, you look down here, you got something you got to poke. So you got to get a long piece of rod to poke that. I think I've got some somewhere here. Go. So we're just going to go like this. Ooh, we got it poked, all right? Now what you want to do with this is wipe it off. So we're going to get a rag, wipe that off. Where we want to glue. Can't keep this stuff. We're just using it all up. Just like that. Garbage. Got harder at the end there, so that's getting to be an old tube. We're going to set this aside. Just like this. You bring up this piece, lay it on a table like this. We got this piece to lay on top, all right? So we're just going to bring this up, glue side down, just like this. Kind of line it up. Ring it into place here. Make this right by the edge. Got some clamps we can put on it. What we're going to do is put some of these clamps on there. See this thing start to move, so before we can clamp it, let's get a screw in the corner here. I know we said no screws outside of the zone. Okay, so we know the screw went through the other side there a little bit, so that's kind of an issue. We got some screws in there. Now we can take and put some clamps on here. See how the glue kind of comes out when you clamp it good. Got to be careful that we don't get any of our screws into our worktop, so pull it so it's off the edge. Okay. Hey, we're glued up, man. We got our liquid nails in there. We got a bunch of screws. We got our gap closed really well. So our next thing to do is let this sit overnight. After it dries good, take the clamps off, and we'll set up our table saw, and we'll rip it off, and we'll make the size we want and the length, and we'll turn them and we'll cut them off in the chunks we want. We'll show you how we're going to make a nice opening here so the thing has like 4 feet. We're going to put a hinge. The whole thing will fold flat when it's not being used. So don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you tomorrow. Welcome back. All right, glued up. Been sitting here for 2 days. We didn't get to it yesterday. So let's get the clamps off and let's get the saw out. Let's make some rough cuts, and we're going to do our bores. Now remember, our screws went through by just a little bit. Let's grind them off. All right, gonna use a flapper wheel. All right, let's get the saw out. Moved out to the yard. We don't make all this dust in the garage. We'll let it send it out onto the lawn. So we got our table saw set up with just a little bit of gap so we can true one side. Then we'll move the fence for the distance and cut it again. Putting this at about, let's see, about 10.5. Oh, we're set at 10.5 now. Be nice to have a table out there. Next step, take this off. No more fence. Now we need to make this some straight lines on here. We'll come in here and draw a nice straight line. And then we'll come down 20 from there. Cut this one right there, right there. This side. Right. Take that 21. What does that give us in this direction? About 21. So if we come up here about 1 inch. All right. So we marked it. Leave this guard up so we can see what we're doing. Glued together good, that's a good sign. So this is our top. We're going to set that aside. Turn the clutch up. You put these slots so you can pry these out. Out. So the next step, we're going to cut these in half. Usually the legs, we're going to cut them on an angle so they're like this. So we're not going to cut them on a 45. See about what that angle is to be about like this. We can put this here and see what angle we want there. That'd be 45, so I'll do about 30 on it. Yeah, maybe we should go more. I don't know. If we put it like this, we can make it pretty good. Put it at 55 degrees. Now we get our fence back. If we want to put this through like this, I'm going to put our fence real close here on this side. And what we'll do is we'll put this through like this and then flip it because we want it to sit like this, all right? So we want this end to be longer, this one. So we'll put it through this way first. Well, there you go. You got two of them, one each way, just like this. Set it up on the yard, see what it looks like. We're going to chamfer our edges in this grinder. Hey, look at that. Hey, okay, so we got some really nice edges now on everything. So our next step, we got to find some hinges. I'm going to go see what I got laying around. Hope I don't have to buy, but might have to buy some. But we'll put 4 hinges under it, and then between the legs, when they spread open, we're going to put some short piece of chain, and then it should all fold up too. So we'll bring you back on the next step. Welcome back to my Two Good Hands video. RV step. So we've got this step, and you can see we're going to make it go like this. So what we want to do is put our hinges in here. So we're going to fold this one back in, this one back in. We got space, all right. And we're going to fold this out. I'm going to put this here like this. A couple pieces of piano hinge. Take this out. Lay that right there. And take this one out of the way because we'll measure the other one. Let's get measuring tape. It's about 14 1/4. That's in metric. Measure this out to 14. And what we've got is we've got some screws here. Put one in this hole. Double check it again for size. 14. All right. We have 14 and 14 from the end. It's for storage, and it's a nice little step when you need it. There you go. So, next thing is see how it is on the floor, and I think we need the chain. We're gonna need a chain probably. There we go. We're gonna have to get the chain on it. We got a little bit of rock in it, but we'll straighten that out too. So don't forget to like and subscribe, post notifications on. Welcome back to My Good Two Hands. And we are working on our RV step. So what's the next thing we have to do? Well, one, we got the wife to paint it. We used Rust-Oleum gloss on that. You can see there, enamel. This color was khaki. Khaki kind of matches the RV, so it's a good thing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add this chain across the bottom. Going to show you how to do that. We're putting the screw through here. We're going to put it in the end here. I'm going to bring it across here, kind of pull it tight, see where we can put the next one. Then we're going to figure out where that's going to go. It's going to go right here. We're going to go get a cutter so we can cut this chain off, or pliers just to bend the link open. Let's see that one here. Nope, go get one. Take this link here, grab it in two places, open it up, take it out. We can take this and pull it up this way a little bit. There you go. See, you got the chain across there, so it's tight when these are down. The nice thing here is that'll help control it. Let's take it out to the RV. There's an easy how to make a step for your RV so it's not so far to the ground. When we're on level ground, it ain't bad. When we're jacked up, we gotta lift this side to make it level. It's a long step down. We had that at a campsite, so we made this. Folds up, easy to use. You can do it yourself. Don't forget, subscribe to My Two Good Hands. We'll catch you all in the next video. There you are. Step for the RV is done. Don't forget to like and subscribe to My Two Good Hands. There you go. Very nice. Wife painted it, dressed it up with some little paw prints. So enjoy.